What's up, collectors? P Rockzilla back for another review, and today we're taking a look at the Figma Demon Slayer Tanjiro Kamado DX edition. I came in late into this anime. I'm a big fan of like My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, Naruto. So a couple of my family members mentioned this anime before, the Demon Slayer. I wasn't really intrigued at first about it because the character right here, like this image right here, is one of the first images I saw for the character. So I thought it was a little too kiddie for me. So I was like, I can put it off to the side. So I guess during the whatchamacallit, when everything was locked down, I decided, me and my family decided to jump on the anime and go ahead and give it a try. And man, I do not regret that choice. This anime is freaking awesome. The animation, especially when they use those special effects like the water and fire there, like the art style they use for that is amazing. I haven't seen it before in an anime, and I love it. Characters are cool. They have some of the coolest characters I've seen in other animes. I'm sorry. Voice acting is not as bad. There's one character that's kind of annoying, but every anime has that. But anyways, we're gonna take a look at this figure. I'm excited to have him. I have the Buzz mod figure version of this, so I'm intrigued to see what's the difference between the two and which one is actually better in my opinion. So let's get this figure out the box. Let's do this review. Let's go. Dale. Alright, so I know for a fact the Figmas do get bootleg copies made from them, so let's take a look at the box. That's very important. So you can see here you have the serial numbers. And right here you have the labeling, so you guys can get an idea of what you expect if you're trying to buy one on eBay. And if we slide them out, this is exactly what you should get also. So you should have the figure laid out just like this. Alright, so there's an idea of what you should receive. Alright, let's set this little bad boy free. Alright, so when we get this figure open, I already removed the clamshell from here. Let's get the box out the way. And let's look at what we have inside. Alright. Oops, a little, there we go. Alright, so we look inside. First things first, let's grab the figure. Let's get all this plastic off of him. I wonder if there's any collectors out there who actually save the plastic. Well, I'm not say the plastic, but try to keep the plastic in like perfect condition. If they ever try to resell the figure, I'm not sure if that's something out there for other collectors. Maybe you could let me know if you're that type of collector or not. Alright, so this is different. The bag all over his leg. Alright, once we get the figure out, let's take a closer look at the figure. See, one good thing about Figma is they actually do the anime figures almost perfect. That looks just like the freaking anime character. But then you always get the Figma joints. Take a look around. This is like a soft, like kind of hard. It's more of a hard plastic. And he has the sheath for his katana. Don't think that comes out. Yep, some treads there. All right, the figure looks nice. All right, let's see what else he comes with. So he comes with the backpack version of Nezuko. This is his sister. This is nice. So this is basically gonna fit into the backpack that comes with the deluxe version of Nezuko, this figure right here, which I do have on pre-order also. The BuzzMod version also. That one should be coming soon. All right, so we got Nezuko. Then we get, let's take his blades out. We got two blades. So this blade is basically so when you have him holding the weapon, you have it unsheathed. But then if you want to pose him with the sword in the sheath, that's what this one's for right here. You see a little slot there plugs into right there. Let's give that a quick try. Gotta slide that forward and then you go boop, just like that. So that fits in right there. You know what? I'll just leave it in there for now so that way I won't forget it. And then he comes with the 3 face sculpts. You have the more happy, smiley face. They didn't explain much about this scar or birthmark on his head. I know when the anime first started, he had it. It was smaller, and as it kept going, it seemed like it got bigger. So hopefully the next season, season 2 should be coming out soon. They should explain that a little bit more. Then you got the angry face. That came out nice. And then you have surprise shock face. Every anime fan knows that mostly every anime has this type of scope for the characters. I like the way the eyebrows look. If you look at the eyebrows, like they're kind of lifting off the character. I like the way that was painted on there. Good paint application. So then we get his 2 effects. We get the water effect. It's like a hard plastic, see-through plastic with the white paint. It's supposed to represent water. Then you have this slit here. That's where you slide the sword into. All right, so we have that one. And then we have the fire effect. Same thing, but just painted as fire. A little more translucent. And same slot to slide in the sword. I'll show you real quick. So basically, you do that. So as if he's swinging the sword. This is one thing I would say that Figma did better than the BuzzMod. The BuzzMod one comes with the flame effect. You'll see that in size comparison at the end of the review. But the Figma came with the flame effect, but the flame effect doesn't slot into the sword like this. I like this feature here. See, on the BuzzMod, you kind of have to adjust it on your own. All right, and then underneath this, we have the typical Figma goodie bag. And then in here we have, let's get this out the way. In here you should have the hands, the display stand. You have the instructions here, the baggie that all Figmas come with. Kind of like Mesco, where you can basically label them, see what you put in here. if you don't keep your boxes. All right, so then we have there we go. We have the basic Figma stand. And then we have the multiple hands. And then this portion right here plugs onto the base. And this basically plugs into the base, and it's for the flame effect and the water effect. So you can attach it to the base. And then of course, as always, this is the portion that plugs into the base also. I can show you that later in the review. Then you have an extra peg there. Figmas they do tend to break the peg sometimes when you try to remove them. All right, so we got 2 open hands. Let's get this a little more clear. 2 open hands, 2 kind of like open relaxed hands. And then we have 2 gripping hands, that's for the sword. And then one of a kind of open grip. I guess you could kind of fit the sword in there if you're trying to do like a relaxed swipe or the end of a swipe action. All right. Once we got everything out, I'll just do a quick articulation since we have the toy out. Let's just move everything here. Let's get this out the way. All right, so let's go for the articulation. So the head can move sideways. Oh, that came right off. Oh my God. See, this is why I like doing the live unboxings. I basically just turned the head. And the joint broke right off. That's not good. Let's see something. And that's the reason why, because this joint wasn't fully loose right here. So it's supposed to turn at the neck part. But since the neck is kind of tight, it turned at the peg and broke the peg right off. All right, I'm not worried about that. I can super glue that. I mean, I could return it, but that's a quick fix. This came from Ami, so I'm not trying to deal with the whole shipping back and everything. And it's a clean break right there, so I can just super glue that easily. And once I super glue it, I just gotta make sure I grab the neck if I'm gonna do any kind of articulation on him. So that's no biggie. A little upset about that, but hey, what you could do? What are you gonna do? Like I said, I could return it, go through the whole process of repacking, just sending it back to Ami, have them reship another one. Yeah, I don't want to go through all that. So I'll try to fix it. If I can't fix it, then I'll let them know and get a refund or exchange. All right, so now I know about the head, so I might as well take the head off. Let's see if the joints break off. So the arms go up and go forward, backwards. They do pivot at the bicep. And you have the elbow feels a little tight. Okay, good. A little worried there. Elbows do go almost 90. A little hindered because of the sleeve. You can turn the wrist. Hands go out about that much. You can go up about this much. All right. Then you have some articulation on the jacket, the coat, or the Kamado, whatever you want to call it. So if you want to do like some kind of dynamic pose, you can have it open up like he's jumping down on something or attacking somebody. All right, so let's go down to the legs. You can do, let's move the jacket out more. You can do a split. The knees, legs go about that much. Not a full, oh, something else fell off. Oh, that's the sheath. I mean the sword. I was nervous there, like what else is gonna break? All right, then you can move the ankles or the foot. You got a toe bend. Let's see if you have any pivot in the ankle. Yes, you do. Ankle pivot. So that's good. That means you'll be able to stand fine if you do any dynamic poses. You can twist the ankle. The sword, the sheath of the sword articulates a little bit, but it does not come out. Let's try and pull on it a little bit, and I don't want to break it. So it doesn't come out. It looks like it has a articulation there. We can move it to kind of get the sheath in there better and readjust it. Oh, look at this. All right, that just fell right out. It's not broken. Yeah, it came back on right. Just perfect. All right, no restriction or nothing. And I see this is the first Figma figure I had that actually had things come off on. All right, so now we got a headless Tanjiro. All right, so let's go through let's try to see if we can swap out the faces. Oh, we got the head off. All right, so most Figmas basically grab the chin and the top of the bangs, slide it forward, a bang. And then as you slide that forward, you should be able to get to the head. The face. Grab it from the top and just wedge it out. There we go. So the heads have the little peg, the slot there that pegs right in. Basically, you just take the head you want to put in there, put it right into that peg, and then you come with the bangs. You see the slot up there, and then you slide the bangs right in, and there you go. This is how you swap out the faces. So now my thing is, I'm not sure how I'm gonna pose this guy because I have my Buzz Mod one in a dynamic pose. So I was debating if I want to keep him in a static museum type pose and then have the dynamic pose behind him. So more than likely, I will go that route. So let's just take these heads off real quick. For the face, I keep saying head. The head's already off. It broke off. And then just quick so you can see how the other faces look with the hair. Let's add all of these on here. So that's how it looks with a happy face. Yay! Too bad it's not me because my head broke off. And then we have, this one's not fitting in just much. All right, well, that one's not going in all the way, but basically this is how it would go. I can heat that up and get it in there, but I'm not going to use this face anyway, so why go through the trouble? Let's just do a quick. Oh. So yeah, so more like I'm going to keep him with the normal face. Yep. All right. So I'll show this one more time. So for the swords, you just slide this in right there. And then that's basically how you get the sword effect. Do it sideways, coming up. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue the head back on and see if I can get that fixed. And then from there, I will go ahead and show some things with the accessories, with the stand, of how to basically use the stand to attach the effects to it. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, I was able to get them posed on the base. You probably can't see here because it blends in with the light perfectly. But as you can see, there's a pole that goes from here, attaches to the base, and then attaches to the effect right there. So basically, in the perfect lighting, it looks like he's basically jumping and doing a swiping effect. And there's nothing holding the effect, but you can see it's right here. So now I am having some trouble reconnecting the head, so there may be a chance I may have to return this. But I'm going to do a few more attempts. I mean, deep down, I might just have to return it anyways, because, you know, brand new figure, I don't want a broken joint. So if I can get it fixed right, where the head can turn without the head falling back off, then I'll keep it. But if I can't get that fixed right, then I'm going to be returning this to have it swapped out for another one. Now, another thing to remember too is the knife here, you got to be careful a little bit. Let me see if I can move without the head falling off completely. All right, so let's see. All right, perfect. So as you can see here, you got to adjust this portion correctly, because if you don't have this even, the effect, it's going to bend the sword. The sword is very soft. So when I was basically having them posed, I did have that issue where the sword was basically getting bent because of the weight of the effect and the fact that I didn't have the clamp over here in the right position, where this was basically in a flat, not in a flat, but, you know, a straight line going from here to this angle. So now the sword's not bending because of the weight of the effect. And then you see I got the peg back here to his back. So then this basically goes all the way around to this adapter right here. And that's what holds the effect in place. All right. So I'm going to get him stand up pose to whatever pose I'm going to keep in my display. And let's do a size comparison and wrap up this video. All right. I was able to get the head fixed, but I still have to test it out a little bit more to see if I can still articulate it without the head breaking back off. I'm going to try to mess around with that a little bit during the day today to see if I have to return the figure or not. But as of right now, it looks like it's good. Just be careful. If you do have this figure or you plan to get this figure, please be careful and do not make the mistake I did. If you can articulate the neck, please, I'm sorry, the head. If you are going to articulate the head, please grab onto the neck before you twist the head. Don't make the mistake I made. You know, it wasn't really more of a mistake. I think mine was just more of a QC issue. But, so yeah, I was able to get it fixed for now. I'll do a little more trying out, and then I'll see from there if I'm going to return it or not. So right here we have him now. So let's do a quick size comparison. So I'm going to pull out the Buzz Mod Tanjiro. As you can see, this one is a little bit bigger. Actually, I'll put him over here so I could put him with his effect. Now, the big difference between the two, as you can see, is size. But at the same time, too, you can actually see, let me move the camera over a little bit. Sorry for the shaking. All right. So you can see the size. The Buzz Mod is a little bit bigger. And one of the benefits of the Buzz Mod, it does have the soft good. So you can basically pose the cloth. And there is a bendy wire inside the figure right here. There's a bendy wire right here on him, on the jacket. So when you do the pose, it does stay there. And this is what his effect looks like. So as you see, like I said before, the effect doesn't actually attach to the sword. It's more of the side. All right. So let's bring another figure out here. Let's bring out another Figma figure. And let's bring out my boy, one of my favorite Figma characters and character in general. Let's bring out Solid Snake. That's the Figma Solid Snake, so you can see how big he is. And then let's move this effect out the way. Let's bring out Mesco Deathstroke. Get an idea of how he poses with him. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, let's move the camera around a little bit. All right, there sorry about that. All right, I should have been more prepared for this, but okay. All right, and then we're gonna bring SH Figure Arts Naruto. You can get an idea of how he looks. You know, he's more of a dynamic pose at the moment. All right. So let's just bring one more person in here. Let's go ahead and put Deathstroke in the back. And let's go ahead and bring in a Hot Toys. And let's bring in Hot Toys Wicked. Let's move them over here closer, so you get an idea of how they compare to a Hot Toy Wicked. And there we go. There's our size comparisons. Let me just move this camera over a little bit more right there. So yep, right in the middle we have the Figma figure, which is the review, and I think it's a good figure. Other than the issue with the neck that I had and my leg, the leg when I kept articulating the right leg, it kept popping off, but I was able to get it back in, no problem. Does come with the nice little figure right here, that's nice. The other one does come with the backpack. The Buzzma one does come with the backpack that Nezuko goes in. So that's kind of idea what you're gonna get with the backpack over there. And the articulation is good in this figure. I wish the jacket would sit down more, so it could be a little more like flat from the sides. I know it's a hard plastic, so it's harder to do. And I know the Buzzma one is more soft good, so it's easier to pose. The Figma one is easy to pose, but when you can have it in a museum pose kind of like this, it doesn't look as good. So I'm still debating if I'm going to keep him in a museum pose or do some kind of dynamic pose for him when I have my display. But it's a cool character. I like it a lot. A few issues with it, so it's not perfect. If I had to choose one or the other, I probably would say the Buzzma one is a little bit better for me, at least. I'm more of the soft goods because, you know, the 1/6 scale figures. It does look a little bit bigger compared if you see the size comparison of the head. It does look a little bit bigger. It is a little bit bigger if you put him standing up too. So the way I'm seeing it is basically this is gonna be my This is gonna be my cartoon version, like the original first episodes. I'll probably keep him in a museum pose and then have him in more of a dynamic pose like that. But yeah, if you're into the Demon Slayer anime, this is a figure worth picking up. I would recommend it. Just be careful with the, like I said, be careful with the head joints. The head joint, and then just make sure you're careful when you pose them around. It does come with the cool accessories. I like the fact that the sword slides right into the effects, unlike the Buzzma one, which doesn't. It just kind of lays against it. So they both have plus and negatives. I wish I could like merge both of them together and create a perfect one, but hey, we got them both, so what does it matter? So yeah, so if you're a Demon Slayer fan, I would recommend picking up this figure. Just be careful, like I said. If you want to choose between this one and the Buzzma, that's more up to you. I would probably go the direction of the Buzzma just because it's a newer line, and to me, you can do more with it, but it is a little more pricier. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Please hit that subscribe, like, and bell notification. And I'll see you guys for the next review. As always, P Rockzilla, your friendly neighborhood anime collector. Be safe and have a good one.